What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? My bad. I didn't know the mic was muted. What's going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. I am heavily medicated while my jaw recovers from being swollen after my tooth was pulled. So if you see me be just a little wacky today, don't worry about it. It's the meds, and we're gonna blame it on the meds. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about how Blue Beetle surprised me and why this is a good thing going forward when it comes to DC and the DCU. So I'm going to get into it. This is going to not be a long video or anything like that, but you already know you watch this on the premiere. All I ask you to do is give me your thumbs. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, give me a thumbs down and tell me why in the comment section that you don't like the video. You know what I mean? But you tell me what's going on. I'll make sure to get it going on. But the real question is, all right. So let me just get over. This is a spoiler review slash kind of explanation of why I think that this movie first of all, it surprised the hell out of me how good it was. We have had some stinkers when it came to some DC movies. And this was a surprisingly self-contained, well put together movie. Now, I did hear some critics talk about this is too heavy handed with the message and stuff like that. And I think that this is probably the best that this message has been done about, big corporation and stuff like that. And the things that go on in these big corporations, trying to tear down a little god family, trying to tear down a family, not getting guys with, degrees, work and stuff like that. I actually thought that that was one of the best parts of the actual film. Now, I didn't do a non-spoiler review because I had my tooth pulled. So that's why this is a spoiler review. Um, in why I think the Jaime Reyes character needs to be the young POV of the DCU. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why is because this reminded me a lot of a Spider-Man-ish, type of film mixed in with a little Iron Man, mixed in with a little Venom. Now, all of those are good movies. Um, the Spider-Man part because he's young, he reminds me of a young Peter Parker if he was out of college and he was trying to make it and he was broke and he had to go through the struggles and stuff like that, being with his Aunt May. Now, what I really enjoyed here on this movie was the family dynamic. The family dynamic to me was the greatest thing about this movie because, we get to see this Mexican American family who has struggled. And it's made clear, that they had to, cross the border to make their life better. And, we always hear this story about build a wall and we don't want these immigrants in here and yada yada. These people are still in our jobs that you not gonna do. You know what I mean? Half of y'all don't even want to cut y'all grass, let alone talk about that. But anyway, that's a tangent. And the way that that dynamic shaped every single character in the household. From the grandmother, which she reminded me a little bit of like Gangster Mama Coco towards the end. When she started pulling when she pulled that gun out, the alien blue beetle gun or whatever, super dope. She did remind me of Mama Coco though. The father, who had to struggle to get his family where he feels like they should have been at. You actually spend, and that's the good thing, which a lot of critics didn't talk about, is that you actually spend time with the family. So you're spending time with this family, you're getting to know them, you're getting an understanding of them. And with that understanding, you see why, the emphasis is on Jaime with the Reyes family. George Lopez is being the uncle. very funny, very charismatic, and he's smarter than what he appears, especially with that mullet, the Mexican mullet. You know what I mean? But with him being so smart and him being critical of the government, you can see why he didn't get plenty of jobs. But he became the emotional anchor, kind of like the antithesis of his father. His father is very optimistic. Yeah, even though I had a heart attack, we're gonna still keep going. This is a family, this is what we do. And his uncle was more like, you got to do what you got to do. We love you, but make sure you're doing what you got to do. We got your support, we got your back. you know uh the government is so crazy, but no matter what, we're here. You know what I mean? And he has his thoughts and his views, but it didn't George Lopez's character didn't overshadow the movie for me because of the rhetoric that he was talking about, because it's no different than what you hear in other movies with other characters, like the eccentric character. We seen that in The Last of Us, and we end up falling in love and actually understanding those characters. And that's what I like about this. You spend enough time with the characters that when Jaime's father does have a heart attack, another heart attack, and he passes away, you actually feel that grief. You feel that they mix a little bit of what made other movies successful. Like when they went to, like, when Jaime's father died, and they went to like this other ancestral plane type in a mix of two worlds because he was dying. The corporation, the lady from the corporation was the main antagonist, and the which I thought was a lackey, lackey villain. You always gonna have a villain that's just like the doppelganger of you, or the two sides of the opposite side of the coin. And they kind of pulled that, and it reminded me of Iron Man with Ironmonger. Except once you get, and this is what I'm talking about when it comes to storytelling, visual storytelling. Once they showed his backstory, I felt horrible for the guy. I think it was called One Eye, or he became Brother Eye or something like that. I'm not really particular. I'm not really a DC guy like that. And I knew a Blue Beetle, but I didn't know a Blue Beetle like that. But once he told that tragic backstory, and it was showed through flashback, which was very to me something that we asked for in different movies. Like I talk about Marvel on this channel, and how Marvel could have showed more backstory, and Secret Invasion would have made it better. Well, they actually did that, and they showed his backstory to why he's even like this. Because I was wondering why he was walking around with a metal arm and all of that. But then when the backstory came around, and he was just a victim. He was a victim, you know what I'm saying? No different than anyone else. I really felt bad for him. I had this emotional, like, it was instantly like, damn, this dude really got the raw end of the deal. You know what I mean? And it sucks that she played him like that. You know what I mean? And he ended up redeeming himself or whatever, sacrificing himself for the greater good. But it's just a simple fact that you had to go, you showed that flashback, and now I have it connect as a moviegoer that doesn't know anything about this character. I'm coming in fresh face. It ain't like, it's a Marvel show and I know about Marvel characters and stuff like that. I have no idea about Blue Beetle. But that one scene where you do that flashback and you just show the progression of this character, they actually did it backwards. It went backwards in time. You know what I mean? To see how he even got there, was very cleverly done in my estimation, in my point. The characters, his sister, his mother, the family dynamic was absolutely beautiful, showing a beautiful, loving Latino family. You know what I'm saying? That was amazing, and we need that. We need more of, if we, and this is to the people who had a problem with, the family, or they felt like the family got too much shine, or it was just mediocre, it was a family film. If you go back and watch Miss Marvel, people love Miss Marvel because they show the family dynamic and the struggles that they went through as a as a Middle Eastern family in America. You know what I mean? They did the same thing in this movie, but I think they did it better for the simple fact is that we spent time with these people enough where other stuff that was going on didn't take away from the family. Yes, is the plot simplistic? Yeah. Jaime gets in goes to go look for a job, gets fired from his job for defending someone. He goes and meets this young lady that he defended. She offers him a job. She gives him the MacGuffin of the movie. The MacGuffin goes up his butt. Shout out to DC for that. In George Lopez calling that out. I mean, it didn't go up his butt. You know what I'm saying? It kind of attached to his back, but I'm not gonna lie, I thought it went up his butt in that scene where he finally gets the Blue Beetle, the symbiote medallion or whatever that chose him. Like I said, very much in the vein of Venom. And it did remind me of Iron Man 1, where he's unsure of the power, what I'm saying, the way that he flies off was kind of reminiscent, him fumbling around trying to learn this thing, not knowing what's going on, could have killed a bunch of people on a bus and people should have died instantly, but they didn't. Shout out to I can't think of the guy's name, but his name is Ty on the Country Wayne skits, had a cameo, and this I personally thought that was awesome. I watch the Country Wayne skits a lot every day. Actually, I watch them all every day, but I was surprised at this movie how well it was done. The only gripe, if I had some gripes, there's a few gripes. To me, there was not enough action, hand-to-hand combat action with Blue Beetle. We got it in kind of spurts, but not really. I didn't like the fact that everybody else was speaking Spanish and English, and Jaime was responding in straight English. Brother, if you don't start speaking Spanish, you know what I mean? Start speaking Spanish back to your family. I mean, he kind of did it towards the end when it was like in the ancestral plane type place when the Beetle was reaching out for him and stuff like that. When he was speaking with his dad, but I needed more Jaime to be Mexican. You know what I'm saying? I think the pacing was a little off. I think it could have been tighter in certain areas. The comedy was on point, but the comedy came from everyone else except for Jaime. And that's the only problem that Jaime was a little he was fun in some areas, and then other areas he needed a little bit more personality. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more of that, you know what I mean? To make me like, oh man, I'm riding what Jaime ain't playing. You know what I mean? I know he comes from Cobra Kai. He does have martial arts skills. I just wish that those things were showed in display a lot more. That's really it. Other than that, I actually enjoyed a lot of this movie. Again, George Lopez was hilarious. He was fun. He's George Lopez. He's my Mexican uncle. he's my Mexican uncle. But I love George Lopez. I always have, always will. And I enjoyed the movie. But what did you guys think? Did you enjoy Blue Beetle? Was you surprised, that a movie without Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, any of the core Justice League movies would be better than a lot of the DCU movies that came before that? Y'all put it in the comment section. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Take it easy, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all Tuesday. Ahsoka episode 1 and 2 review is coming on tomorrow, so don't miss that. Where's my outro at? Let me get up out of here. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.